Hi, I'm here for another meditation on the power of silence. So whenever you're ready, get into a comfortable position and begin to sense your contact with the furniture or the ground below you as you breathe, allowing each breath to come and go of its own accord. And releasing what the world teaches as you exhale, that we need to be possessive, constant, or exclusive. Releasing all of those ideas on the exhalation. Constant, exclusive, possessive. Letting go of all of that we have been taught. Feeling inside of you that the love born from freedom is something that cannot be caged and cannot be kept. It's like it has wings and it can fly. Anytime you have love that flies away from you, it doesn't leave you empty. It never belonged to you, so it couldn't leave you empty. It's like a love that passed through you. Sometimes living in this way feels impossible, to allow love to go when we don't want it to. Because the mind says often that if I don't depend, I'll be alone forever. But as soon as you stop depending, you start relating for the very first time. You see someone else not as an object to satisfy your needs, but as another mystery inside of this existence, as another truth, and the same truth that you are. So even a brief conversation or passing someone briefly becomes something sacred. Knowing you don't need to possess anyone in order to love them. You simply allow them to be as they are, as you allow yourself to be as you are. Fear is dependence. Dependence is fear, and that cannot survive. Freedom is the only thing that knows how to love. And freedom brings a world that we've never seen before, a love that's never been taught here, something that can never be bought, can't be lost or broken, this kind of love that comes from freedom, because it comes from the only place it was ever meant to be found, which is within you. And if misunderstood, it can lead to a new kind of ego. If you call yourself free, that's a little different than being free. Always ask, is my freedom rooted in love or pride? Freedom can become yet another chain if we use it as a label. When love arises from freedom, it's no longer a hunger. It's more of a fragrance, an experience, invisible, effortless, unclaimed. Most people don't know this kind of love because we are taught attachment, desire, and possession. But those things do not know love. Love within these things is like a contract, spoken or unspoken, full of hidden demands like, I'll love you if you stay the same. I'll love you if you make me feel safe or secure. I'll love you if you never leave me. But if it stays the same, it can't, because people are rivers. They're not stones, they flow, they change, they disappear, They return in new forms. And to try to own love is to destroy its own spirit. Real love cannot be owned. It can only be shared. When you no longer cling, no longer demand, when you're no longer afraid to lose, only then it might be love, not from fear, but from fullness. When you're free, love becomes like the sun. It shines on everyone without asking permission in return. It does not choose where to fall. It does not divide between worthy and unworthy. It simply gives because that is its nature. The greatest gift you can give another is your aloneness, because your aloneness carries no need. It is clean. It is light. It is sacred. You do not love someone because you want something in return. You love because love has become the way in which you breathe, how you experience all things. Love is like a flame who shares the light within. Love brings closeness, but also space. It brings connection, but it also brings freedom. You can hold someone's hand without holding their soul. You can walk beside them without making them follow your exact path. So this love doesn't say, you're mine, or I am yours. It whispers, you're free, and I rejoice in your freedom. And I am free as well, and I rejoice in my own. Sometimes we confuse freedom with distance. The more you try to hold someone, the faster they slip away. A bird sings only when it's free, and love is the same. Let your love be a song, not a cage. Let it be a space where both people can grow, where both people can breathe, and both people can live, laugh, and love without fear. The ego says, if I love you, you have to love me back. If I give, I must receive. But love isn't a business. It's not a trade. It is something you do. It is something you become. When you're truly in love, you are not the one who is doing. Love is moving through you. You're simply a musical instrument, existence playing its song through you, through your hollow being. When you become empty, you become filled with love. When you become silent, you will hear love's music everywhere. When love is free, it heals, not through effort, but through presence. When two beings meet in freedom, their connection is like a prayer. There is intimacy without fear, closeness without control, tenderness without expectation. You're not trying to fix each other. You're simply sharing the miracle of life together. Your mirrors reflecting each other's light as you never lose your own. This kind of love transforms everything it touches. As your laughter becomes deeper, as silence becomes more sacred, as your very presence becomes magnificence to those around you. And you can never be taken advantage of if you don't expect anything. You can only be taken advantage of if you have demands. When your love expects nothing, it can't be wounded, and it can't be destroyed, and it can't be betrayed. You love because it is your joy to love, not because you hope to gain anything from it. In this full giving, you receive more than you can ever imagine, because what you give returns to you multiplied. And this is through the very act of sharing. Love born of freedom is like a great revolution, overturning the old order of ownership and fear, challenging the belief that happiness really comes from another person, making every relationship sacred because it removes the shadow of control. When loving freely, you are no longer dependent on anyone, but you're connected to everyone. When you love freely, you no longer seek one person to fill your emptiness. You see that every being, every tree, every star, every breath is a reflection of the same beloved. When ego claims freedom, we are in bondage. When we say, I am free, but I don't need anything or anyone, we are building our own prison inside of fear. True freedom does not have arrogance. It is humble and soft. It is grateful. You can walk into a number of people and remain completely untouched. You can love deeply and still be alone within. You can give yourself completely because you know nothing can be lost. It never belonged to you in the first place. Love without chains. Love that breathes and blesses and vibrates. Not the love that the world taught you, but the love existence keeps whispering to you every time your heart beats, every time you see a sunrise, every time you shed a tear. To live life as a blessing in this way is wonderful. You no longer beg. When the love flows through you, it becomes impossible to destroy. Just feel the love inside of you right now. Feeling that that love isn't yours, it belongs to the whole. Your freedom can never become pride if you don't forget its source. In silence, your love finds its eternal home. When you stop running from yourself, when the noise of the world fades, when the mind finally falls silent, something begins to awaken inside of you. It feels ancient and eternal. The silence you once feared as emptiness begins to reveal what it truly is. Not dead, not cold, alive with presence, rich with meaning, vibrating with invisible music that only the heart understands. Realizing that all along, this silence has been waiting for you. It never left you. You only kept walking away from it. And only when you turn inward and allow it to envelop you, all of your searching ends. You're not trying to become anything. You just simply are. When the world teaches us to fill every moment with words, noise, and movement, when it tells us to pause with fear, to feel uneasy in stillness, to portray silence as loneliness, or when the world teaches us to avoid silence because it's empty, we know that silence is not the absence of sound. It is the presence of awareness, like an ocean from which every sound arises and to which it returns. When you begin to sit quietly and listen deeply, you begin to hear the subtle rhythm behind all things, the hum of life itself, the whisper of the trees, the quiet breathing of existence. And you start to realize that silence is not something outside of you. It is the very fabric of who you are, of your being. We were taught to listen only with our ears, only to others, only to words, only to the world, but not ourselves. Silence, in order to be heard, means we need to listen with our whole being, to be so still that all thoughts begin to slow until there is only awareness, pure, effortless awareness. When that happens, there is an immense peace. This peace cannot be described because it does not belong to the mind. It's a natural experience that comes and goes like your natural state. It is the background in which all experiences appear and disappear. Within silence, there is no loneliness. Loneliness comes from comparison, measuring, wanting to be somewhere else, but there is no somewhere else separate from existence. There's only here and now. Realize before that when you thought you were alone, you were surrounded by an infinite presence. The trees were breathing with you. The stars were shining for you. The earth was holding you. Existence never left you alone for a single moment. You might have stopped noticing. But when you return to silence, you return to the great intimacy with life. Silence doesn't mean to withdraw from the world, but it means you carry your stillness with you wherever you go. That you can sit among thousands of people and remain completely okay, still rooted in your center. And that whatever you do, speak, love, create, walk, all of the things you do come from your silent core. All of your words have that weight that come from that silent place. Silence means that all of your actions carry grace because they don't come from reaction, but from awareness. The beauty within silence means that every act turns into a meditation. Every breath turns into a prayer. Silence becomes the source of all creativity, of all works of art, of all discoveries, all born from the womb of silence. The mind only rearranges what it already knows. Silence tells us what has never been known. We don't think, but we see. We don't plan, but we perceive. And the more we rest in silence, the more creative, loving, and alive we become. It is not dull, it is radiant. It is not passive, it is potent. You can find it wherever you are. And as you remain in meditation, if your eyes are not already closed, allow them to close. And picture the world moving as it will, but you not moving with it. as though you are the steady center. Allow your thoughts to pass like clouds, as though you are the vast sky. Do not chase them. Remain as sky, empty, untouched. Let the thoughts continue to pass. And slowly a gap will appear, a space between thoughts. That gap is the door to silence. Walk through this gap over and over until it becomes your home. Once you are comfortable with silence, you stop feeling alone. Silence itself becomes your companion. Not the one who speaks, but the one who understands without words. The one who holds you. The one who nourishes you. The one who strengthens you. Realizing you do not need anyone to fill your life. Life itself is filling you every moment. Life becomes your friend, your lover, your teacher. From this relationship, all other relationships blossom naturally. Not out of need, but out of overflow and abundance. As you reach the depths of stillness, where walking alone no longer feels lonely, you realize the secret that you were never truly alone. The whole of existence was walking with you. The sky, the wind, the stars, the earth have all been waiting for you to slow down, to stop running, to notice. You are finally home when silence has ripened inside of you. Silence is no longer something you enter, it's something you are. To walk alone is not to be separate, it's to be one with all. It's the paradox of existence. You don't dissolve into the whole. You don't feel separate from anything. You are in harmony with the universe. You have come home to existence. As you died to the ideas that the world gave you, you are not someone's child, someone's friend, or someone's partner. These are temporary garments, temporary roles you play. Beneath everything, you are pure form, boundless, nameless, eternal. You now have the courage to be alone, to stand naked in truth. You don't need the coverings of identity any longer, or the comforts of approval. Now you see how truly vast you are, how connected to everything you have always been. Every flower blooms alone, but it becomes a garden. Every star burns alone, but it belongs to the vast sky. Every bird flies alone, yet the same wind carries them. Your path is your very own. Your steps are your own. The ground beneath is shared by all. There's no race in this life, no destination, and there's even no other. In silence, your actions carry grace. In silence, you find everything you need in order to exist in pure peace, love, and solitude without needing, gripping, or needing to receive. Just being full in your heart as you are. There is only this unfolding moment. There is only this eternal now. In this now, you are both alone and one with all. You are one with all in the way that competition disappears and celebration begins. No longer measuring worth against another. Seeing everyone as simply another expression of the same infinite energy as you. It's like we're all waves in the same ocean, rising and falling in our own rhythm. One wave can't be higher or lower than another, just like one flower can't be more important than another. So we stop trying to be special and start celebrating the ordinary, without jealousy, without ambition, with our hearts seeking to uplift those around us, sharing in others' joys, seeing our reflection there, belonging to the cosmos. Everything is ours. There is no mine or yours. Everywhere you go, there are companions, infinite company. It's like walking inward, not away, but towards your center, losing all illusions, detachment, dependency, and need for validation. When you no longer need anyone, you can love everyone. When you don't ask for attention, you radiate presence. When you don't chase belonging, you belong everywhere. You've transcended the boundaries of the small self, becoming a light unto yourself and a lighthouse for others. And here every step is sacred because you move as a blessing. The universe smiles. Separation was just a dream. The real meaning of life, love, and God is within you. Love becomes limitless as you meet your true self and return. You realize you were never broken, that you never needed saving, that you were eternal. You are eternal. You live in the birthplace of all creation. And then you begin to know what real love is, knowing that only one that is whole can share without fear, and that the one who has met themselves in silence can meet anyone else without illusion. Other people are merely playing games, trading needs, and seeking a reflection of their own emptiness. In real love, you are full, overflowing with your own light, becoming a blessing to others, loving without demand, giving without expecting, remaining free even in closeness. It is now your fragrance, your essence, in your prayer. Let go of all you think you must become. Let go of all you think you must prove. Let go of all you think you must have. Let the world spin on as you release. In this pausing, feel how the air moves through you. Feel how silence surrounds you. How life continues effortlessly. Existence needs nothing from you, but it gives you everything. You were never meant to earn peace. You were only meant to remember it. Every day, without anyone's approval or any seeking, sit for a while without company, without noise, without distraction. In the listening, in the quiet space, without thoughts, you will always find the companion that never left you, your own consciousness. Let it lead you. You will see that the path you were reaching for all along wasn't in the world, but it was inside of you. Thank you for joining me.